Hey everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome. I'm just going to make sure we're live here, just checking on my phone. Today we have Matt Plapp on, and we're going to discuss the results that he's been getting with chatbots and his clients. And ironically, he actually just closed a client before we hopped on here. So he's going to tell us a little bit about what he did there as well. He has been absolutely crushing it in 2017. And we're going to go into some of that and what his plans are for 2018. So, first off, welcome, Matt, and thanks for being here today.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate the
Do you want
opportunity.
to? Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to go ahead and tell people a little bit about you, who you are, what your business is, what you do, and I'm just gonna. Yep. Okay. Cool. Looks like we're good. And yeah, go ahead and tell people about yourself and your business and what you do.
Okay, so like you said, my name's Matt Plapp. I'm in the Cincinnati area, Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati. Right now, I'm actually in Cincinnati at an office I work with. And I've got a digital ad agency, which I know seems like everybody in 2017 has a digital ad agency. But I've been in the game 20 years. 20 years ago, out of college, I worked in radio advertising. Did that for 4 years, did really well, made six figures really quick, and was really successful. And that is really what's helped me now because I was telling people back, yeah, I was telling a guy yesterday, one of the reasons I've been successful now is I've got a lot of clients now from 20 years ago. And one of the reasons is back then I wasn't a salesperson that closed deals for closing deals. I was a consultative seller that I'd walk in and I'd talk to them. Hey, you don't have something I need that I offer? Hey, this guy does. Go buy it from him. So I created a lot of good relationships there. A couple of four, I guess 3 or 4 months after I started radio sales, my dad, my brother, and myself opened up a boat and RV dealership, and that was meant to be kind of a side hustle, and it grew from 0 to 15 million in about 3 years in annual sales. And so in '03, I left radio advertising and went into running the boat dealership full time in RVs, and did that. Well, I found the internet there. Whole long story I won't get into about how I tripped about SEO. We really came really solid in SEO in like '02, '03 by complete accident, and started getting a lot of PR, a lot of stuff in the newspapers about what our company was doing in industry magazines. And so some of my old radio clients started reaching out to me saying, "Hey Matt, what is this Google thing? What is SEO?" And this is back '02, '03, '04. So I mean, it's hard to think, but that's a long time ago. And
Yep.
like the guy I was talking to yesterday, telling the story to, he's 31, and I was like, dude, where were you when you were this age? Were you in like elementary school? And so in that time, I started getting a lot of my old radio clients going, hey, can you help me with stuff? I'll give you free landscaping to come help me with this website thing. And so I accidentally became knowledgeable in a lot of things. And I always joke and say, like I told Philippe the other day, I said, man, I'm dangerous. I'm scaring myself how good I've gotten at Zapier because I'm an advertising and marketing sales guy. I'm a consultant. I
Yeah.
shouldn't know how to use Zapier, but I know how to use it. I know how to use your mobile sophistication. I know how to use chatbots and text messaging and email marketing and websites. So through that process, I self-taught myself a lot of stuff. And so in '08 and '07, my dad, myself, and my brother got together. My dad and myself ran the sales and marketing side, and we both wanted to get out. We both hated it. We had 40 employees. The stress was unbelievable from the banks. We didn't know the economy was collapsing in July of '08. But we decided in December of '08 to get out of the business. We brought in somebody to wind the company down. I went back into marketing, started my agency in that spring of '08, and the economy collapsed that summer, and made my decision really quick what I was going to do. And so we closed the company that year, lost a lot of money that summer, and I started doing consulting. And what I found was the way I got into what I'm doing now, and actually what I'm changing, is that my whole philosophy back then was there was a lot of small businesses that had no help. If you're I'll give you a good example. A client I have named Steve Kane's All Vacuum. It's a one location vacuum store in Northern Kentucky. He spends about $40,000 a year in marketing. And in my current business model, he's not a very good fit. But as a client, he's been a good client. And one of the things back then I noticed was that nobody was talking to him. The ad agencies don't talk to him because he only spends 40 grand a year. I went out and found clients like that through referrals that I knew I could help. And I could say, hey, you're only spending 40 grand. You pay me 15. I'll show you how to spend that 40 for 25. And so now you get me for free. And in that, we packaged in Facebook management. We've been doing Facebook management for business pages since the day they started business pages. Facebook ads since that first day. LinkedIn, email marketing, all sorts of stuff. So that got me to about 2 years ago. And in the spring of 2015, we were seeing a lot of success with Facebook ads getting people to do stuff. Like we had the biggest one, what literally started this whole journey was, I want to say it was April 24th, 2015, might have been the 26th, but it was National Pretzel Day, a great made-up holiday. You know, they got Mother's Day, Father's Day, National Pretzel Day. Well, I have 3 German restaurants that are huge in the pretzel business. And so, hold on a second. Yeah. I've got it reserved. Yeah. Sorry, I'm live online right now too. Can I use this for 10 more minutes? Okay, sorry. Apparently I'm in the wrong conference room. I thought I had it reserved. But the I don't know what I was talking about.
Pretzel Day.
So the Pretzel Day. So we did National Pretzel Day. Yeah, I'm at a shared office space I use, and there's conference rooms, and you reserve them. Well, apparently I reserved the wrong one. And we did National Pretzel Day. We did a big promotion, and it generated. We did 3 Facebook ads, 3 emails, and it generated 18 grand in incremental sales in 3 locations. And the ads were like $150 total. And so we were like, wow, that really works. So of course the GMs of the restaurants like, hey, let's do it next weekend. And so then we started doing promotions. Well, what I found was after about a month, I said, guys, slow down, time out. Yes, it's driving sales. But are we cannibalizing sales because these people were already coming? We don't want the same guy getting the half-price pretzel every Sunday because that defeats the purpose. I said, on top of that, we don't have any contact information. All we know is they're a fan of our page. Right. And so my goal was I set out to find a product we could plug into our Facebook page, mainly is what we're using for Facebook, and how can we plug something into our Facebook page that will give people a chance to opt into a marketing program, kind of like a loyalty program, but not like it, and get an offer and be able to come in here, redeem their offer. We have their email address, we have their phone number, whatever, and then we can give them another offer down the road, but they can't ever see that offer again because I don't want them having a free appetizer every week for 52 weeks. And I couldn't find the product. I went to the National Restaurant Association show in 15, 16, and 17. There's 4,500 booths there. It's a huge show. It takes 3 days to walk. Not one company had a product like that. I kept scratching my head. So I developed it, and it was just done for them. Well, come 2016, I started having restaurants that I knew going, hey, I see what you're doing for those guys. Can you do that for me? And I'm like, I don't know, I guess. And I happened to run across a consultant that I started working with, a guy named Billy Jean out in California, ran across his program, went out to California and met him, started doing one-to-one coaching with him. I had never thought of my business as outside of Cincinnati. I was always a Cincinnati brand. I met with my clients one-to-one. When I met him, he's like, Matt, there's like 100,000 restaurants that fit this vertical you're playing in across the country. You don't have to drive to each one. You can do some marketing online, get them as a client, and then grow your business, but have one product for 100 restaurants. Because the problem I had was at that time when I met him, I had 34 clients in 30 industries. Yeah. And I was doing about 20, I've done typically the last 7 or 8 years, about 25 grand a month in billing with one employee that works for me. Now I've got 4 part-timers and 1 full-timer and a couple people in the works. But I had no vertical. I was literally everywhere. So I would leave a vacuum store and go to a car dealership, leave a car dealership, go to an auto repair dealership, leave an auto repair, go to a restaurant. And nothing I did correlated. I couldn't say, hey, this worked at this restaurant. We're going to do this to sell tires. And so when I met Billy, he said, here's your homework. In 90 days, figure out a vertical. And so I went after I took 10 of my clients I had on board, and I built funnels for them. And we started doing basically the same thing. And the restaurants really kicked. And the other ones that really hit are RV and boat dealerships, and I know that real well, and golf courses. So that's kind of what I've aligned myself with, and that's what led me to you guys, because I was having a lot of success in the restaurant world with a digital marketing product. The problem I had was the product I was using was too expensive. I mean, it had $400 to $500 a month in management fees, from the software to the texting fees to a lot of different things that were happening. And I was like, man, I got to find something better. And I did a go-to-meeting, a Skype with Philippe, and talked to him. This was a while back, and then ran across the webinar you guys did, and that kind of now has got me to where I see a vision to where, like, before we got on the phone, you heard me. I closed a restaurant, talked to the people 2 weeks ago, talked to them again this morning. That's why I was late running to our meeting. And then they called me back and say, we're in. And I've never met them. They're in Illinois. They found me through a YouTube video, which we can get to later. So I didn't have to drive there. Didn't have to have a long meeting with them. I don't have to go back. Like, his one question was, if we sign this up for a year, do you need us to mess with this every month, or can you just do it all year? I'm like, well, we'll do it all year. So whereas other clients, like, hey, we're going to hire you for this amount, and we need to see you every 2 weeks. And so it allows me to take what I've learned and say, you know what, this works in breweries. This will work in these 100 breweries, and go vertical with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the big part is, and obviously Billy Jean is really good at what he does, and him giving you that advice to focus down on a niche, figure out how to productize your service and just sell it over and over is really, really good advice. And so moving into about what, 2, 3, 4 months ago when you joined us? Is that about right? So
August, September, I think.
August, September. So yeah, about 4 or 5 months ago. So since then, it sounds like you've done all kinds of things with chatbots, automations, and using the marketing sophistication software that we have. So can you go into a little bit about what you've done with clients on that level of the chatbot and mobile wallet software that we have?
Want me to show you?
Yeah, go ahead and share your screen. Let's see what you got.
Share my screen here. Let me find it. I'll walk you through one that just went live yesterday.
And guys, if just so you know, these are live campaigns that Matt is running, and he is rocking with them. So please be respectful that these are his clients, and don't go spam the pages and all that. But these are live campaigns, and he has just been absolutely crushing it. Like I said, right before we hopped on this call, he just closed another client, as he said, in Illinois. So just realize what we're seeing here is huge value that he's sharing with us.
So this is a program with a restaurant, and this is a unique program because this is a client that's been a client for about 5 months, and they were on my platform as my other platform, my email texting program. That the problem I ran into was two-pronged. Number one, I couldn't edit it. It was too complicated. That I had to pay this company every time I wanted something done. And one of the problems I found with the prior company, and I'll walk you through why we've changed our philosophy, was with the prior program, customers would opt in, and then 45 days they would get 4 offers sent to them through text and email. After 45 days, they were gone. They were in an email list given to the client used it to market. Well, the problem I ran into was after 45 days, clients were what's the word I'm looking for? They were discounting the fact that they had this big list. Like the one client, literally 3,500 people over 3 months opted in. And after they were out of the program, he's like, well, how do I know they're spending any money? I'm like, well, you don't know. I said, it's your job to take this list and do some great marketing to drive them in, but we don't know specifically those people. Well, so I started running into that problem. So then I reached out to this company and said, hey, how do we create monthly offers? So everybody that's in the program, the first of the month, every month, gets a new offer. Well, their program, he literally walked me through a 30-minute go-to-meeting on how to use their program and how to build something. I would have been doing like heart surgery. And I'm like, dude, I don't have time for this. If I don't understand this, my staff isn't going to understand it. The costs of the program were prohibitive. So I went out, reached out, I found you guys and found your product. So what we've done, our program is people opt in and they get one offer. They get their first VIP offer. They get a Facebook reminder 16 days later. They get 2 email reminders 8 and 20 days later. But the first of every month, we go back and we take the opt-ins from day 1 to day 15 because people that are opted in after day 15 are still in the program. But day 1 to day 15, those people that are in the program before then get a new offer. So, for example, today we're sending out an offer for 2 Dairy Queens in Texas. The one got it yesterday. The other 2 get it today. Anybody that opted in before December 15th, which goes into November for them, and if let's say they were a client for the last year, 12 months before that, whatever, will get the offer. And so now I'm able to exhibit to them, hey, you're paying us to acquire these people in month 1. Month 2 and on, part of our management of the program, that's included. So like these people, so if we're sitting here in 12 months and you're paying us, let's say $2,000 for the month of December 2018, and there's 20,000 people in the program, let's do a realistic number, 10,000. Well, those 10,000 we send this offer to, we don't charge you for that. That's part of your program. You're paying us to acquire the people. So that's how we've built our program. So I'll give you an example. This is a restaurant. It went live yesterday. It went live about 4 months ago with our other program. We paused it in November. We changed it to this. And then it did terrible for two reasons. One, holiday spending killed the ad costs. And two, we made a mistake on using the video versus the picture. I'll tell you that. But it's real simple. Free grilled cheese sandwich. And they spell cheese that way in their company name, so no, it's not a typo. Type free below, and we'll send it to you through Facebook Messenger. Comment free below, and you can see down here there's 19 shares. I think there's like 400 and something comments. It's a lot of comments. You can just see it's.
Oh yeah, it just keeps going.
I mean, it just keeps going. I have it set up to where I say type the word free. They can type anything. They can put an emoji. I started putting a specific word because I found out a mistake. Some people don't realize what commenting. I had one company that literally had 400 people react to the ad. They were doing the hitting the like button, the smiley face, all this cool stuff, but they weren't commenting. Well, that doesn't trigger Messenger. And so I started putting in here, type free below, comment free below, so that they understand that they need a comment free below, and then from there they will get the message. So then it pops them into the inbox, and then from there they get through ManyChat. So it opens up a sequence in ManyChat.
Hold on, just really quick, Matt. I just want to make it really clear for everyone. I mean, this is an ad that he's running, and it's so simple. I mean, you don't have to do a bunch of ad copy, be super good at Facebook advertising. All you have to do is advertise to a local area, make a very simple ad. It's a grilled cheese sandwich and says type free below to get your coupon offer, and then it sends them right here.
Yep. And so, where'd it go? There we go. And so it literally pops them into email and sends them an offer. So let's look here and see. Some of them you get little typos, but here's one. This is the message that ManyChat sends them. Comment yes. What's your address? Email address. And I put a little note. I added this note because sometimes there's a delay. And I've had it to where there's a 5-second delay. I've had it where there's an hour delay. I don't know why, but sometimes there is. Your first VIP offer is being sent in a message below, as well as in an email. And so the email goes out pretty much right away, but sometimes between ManyChat and Zapier there's a delay. Thank you, thanks, and then it sends a picture of the grilled cheese and then the context. Here's the link. This takes you to a thing. Click here. Your pass will be stored in your Passbook mobile wallet. If you don't have this, here's a link to go and this bottom link is a link to go download it. But this takes them to the pass like you've seen a million times. And they walk into the restaurant, and I've got it set up to where they redeem via the link on the back of the pass.
Very cool. Excellent. So what Matt's talking about here is the marketing sophistication software that we have in the Messenger Marketing Experts course. And this is literally just a page they can go to. And when the restaurant sees this, they can redeem that coupon, and then it's expired. So when the people get this, they take it into the store, they can get their free grilled cheese, and then take it on from there. If you guys don't know what this is.
That's what happens there. And the minute it goes from there, it then, now they go to the restaurant. The servers, we do a video that walks our clients through in about a 4-minute video, the whole program. But it basically tells them, hey, when the customer comes in, you click the back of the pass. This opens up. You put the dollar amount. You click update. You click redeem. That then reports back to a Google Sheet I have it set up to. And here's a person that commented, did it not work? See you soon. And so now we'll send them to a Google Sheet, and we've got a dashboard we use to monitor success. But I'll show you a couple things we do. So I mentioned earlier we had a problem that we figured out early on, and that problem was right here, was that we were running two things we found out. Number one was we were running a video ad. I'm a big fan of video. I think video does a lot better than anything else. But I found out that Facebook, when you do an engagement ad, and that's the best one I've had luck with so far with running messenger campaigns, not the send a message, the JSONs, the Facebook engagement ads. When this video plays, from what I understood, is that was an engagement. And so if I got a 30-second video and it plays for 20 seconds, well, that counts as an engagement, and Facebook should charge me 20 cents or 30 cents. So I had two campaigns going. One was video, one wasn't video. The one that was video was getting 400 engagements and 50 opt-ins. The one that wasn't video was getting 400 engagements and 350 opt-ins. And the reason was I
Hmm.
was using my budget up on those video views.
Yep.
The other thing I found out, which I mentioned earlier, was I wasn't giving clear enough instructions here. I was saying, comment below, tell us why you love us, tag a friend, and it just wasn't clear enough. And so we added the literally type free below and comment free below. Like I said, they can type whatever. Like this person here put free, love your sandwiches. You're gonna see people with smiley face emojis, all sorts of stuff. They hearts. You know, I got it set up for whatever they put it. It's like this person, a little heart face. I got it set up where it'll accept anything. I can care less if they type, as long as they type something.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And that's
it's
that's
worked
an easy
amazing.
setting in ManyChat that you can just set up on a growth tool, guys.
Yeah. And I'll show you this as full transparency. Might as well show them all. So there's the comments. Let's log into ManyChat, and here's the page. So here's the dashboard. So you can see
Look at
if I
that.
go.
From what is this? 2 days running that campaign?
Yeah, so there we are. We're at 381 subscribers. I think ManyChat, whatever time zone they're in, is a little different. But yeah, 381. And so if I go over here, so I've got 381 people that opted in through that. Actually 405, I guess. 355 have the tag downloaded VIP offer. And what that signifies is that they gave me their email address. And so in there, I've got 50 people who've not given me their email address. And a lot of that is typically people that opted in, just haven't given it yet. So what we do is I'm in the process of training some virtual assistants where they'll go in here and they'll clean the inbox out. I've got an SOP. I did a video, and I've got an SOP on a Word doc that basically says, hey, you go in here and you'll see this right here. Enter your email address. Nancy, what's your email address? There's a good chance
Hmm.
she's not going to enter it. And that's only 2 minutes ago, so maybe she will. But what happens is I've seen that people get notifications different. They're on their desktop. My desktop doesn't notify me when I have a new message. And
Yep.
so if I comment on a post and I might not realize I'm going to get a message or see it and get busy, so we go back and we comment and leave, hey, don't forget to leave your email address. We only do it once. If we don't harass them anymore, we go in there and put, hey, type yes to get your offer. So for example, if I go back in here, you'll see like this one right here, they haven't typed it. It's been 30 minutes. So I'll go in here and say, and I'll put type yes, and sure enough, and typically within within a minute or two, they'll type yes, and they'll be back in the program because now they got notified a little differently. So we go through and clean that up. Something we do on the ads that I'll put out there that we change a little, that is a little different, that I learned from a friend of mine, Casey Carroll, that I did a little differently. He taught me a better way to do it, is when we create these ads up front, like this client's budget is $1,000 per month. Well, if you do the math here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ad sets at $15 a piece, his budget's going to be gone really quick if I keep this. What we do
Hmm.
is we will run this $15 budget because that gives me enough juice to get enough opt-ins. In the past, I've run this with 5 or 10, and I've
Hmm.
not gotten enough traffic to the ad to get Facebook's algorithm going right. So what we do is I'll run these 8 ad sets at $15 a pop for 3 days. I'll then come back because I know unless I want to blow his budget in 5 days, I better change something. I'll then
Right.
come back and you can see this demographic right here. These are all split tests. So this is men 2130, men 3140, men 4150, men 51 plus. Same with female. I'll come in here and
Hmm.
look and see where my juice is at. Well, you can see these engagements are higher right here. It's a simple reason. It's costing me less. So you
Yep.
can see I've got 161 engagements for $16. I've got 47 for $15. It's costing me
Yep.
3 times as much to reach a 51-year-old guy than it is a woman. So when Friday comes along, this might change in the next day. I don't know. We'll find out. But when Friday comes along, I'll come back in here with the goal of turning 4 of these 8 off. And I might turn 7 of the 8. If I keep getting 8-cent opt-ins here and everybody else is at 15 or 20, you know what? I'll put all the juice there. And what I've noticed
Yep.
is I can come back a month later because I'll turn them off. I'll come back the next month when the budget's ready to go again, and I'll turn them all back on again. Because people have different habits, different patterns how they use stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's a great note. Obviously, with advertising, it's great practice to split test everything. You always want to make sure that you're finding the right audience. And clearly you can see the difference between 8 cents per engagement to 30 is a massive difference in how much or the results you can get with the ad budget.
Yeah.
So that's just a great lesson in general when you're talking about advertising. But can you guys see the power of what Matt just walked through here? I mean, it's such a simple ad. He's doing it with a local business, local restaurant, and then he's taking that and integrating it with the ManyChat subscribers and building that subscriber list for them. So they're getting an asset out of that as well. And they can then take that into mobile wallet and continue to engage those users and, give them value, send them offers later on. So massive value here, Matt. Thank you so much.
I'm going mobile to the correct conference room now. I'm getting the evil eye by somebody,
perfect.
so I got to find 304. Apparently, I'm out in 304. So you get to walk.
No
with
worries.
Me.
Yeah, let's take a little tour of your office here. One question Alex asked, is the offer coupon unique for each customer? So the ad is the same across, so they all get the same offer. The coupon that goes into mobile wallet is unique for that user.
And there is the same across all the different demographics, so that I give a fair assessment.
Yeah, absolutely. So the offer is the same. The coupon in the mobile or the marketing sophistication software is different. But the coupon, if you're meaning the coupon as in the actual free sandwich offer, that's the same across for each customer. So that is that. Let's go into a little bit about the automations you've set up. I mean, that was a very good brief overview, but I know you've done some really cool things. And actually, I think that's probably good. We don't want to go too deep into it because I know you've gone 67 step Zapier flows and gotten really sophisticated with how you do everything.
I've gotten better with that. I've got a couple of them down to 27.
Ooh, excellent.
I was in Zapier rehab.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you bring it down, keep it simple. I mean, it's fantastic because there is so many cool things you can do with Zapier and ManyChat and the workflows that we've set up here. But I mean, for simplicity's sake, it's good to, just start it simple. You guys don't need to make it super advanced. But I guess actually I want to transition into kind of what were your biggest wins, your biggest ahas coming from 2017 into 2018. I mean, I know you've kind of gotten to know how the ManyChat software works and how it works with marketing sophistication, but what if, I guess, some of your biggest wins with clients or your biggest aha moments with the software been?
So, two things that were big with me that I'm looking at for 2017. Are you still there? Where'd you disappear? Where'd you go? You go to the basement?
Yeah, no. No, my thing came unplugged.
Oh, I looked, I'm like, he's gone.
No, I'm here.
Two of my biggest aha moments that I'm working on for this year. Number one is average client value. I've undersold myself, and I realize that. I look at it that's one of the reasons my goal originally this year was to go in hardcore with just the restaurant business and focus entirely on that and go at it. And I might still end up doing that, but for January, February, March, I'm going to experiment with 3 verticals. I've got one guy that works with me who's going to focus completely on golf, so I won't be involved with it. He'll be running it. My team will help him build it. I'm doing restaurants and boat and RV. And the reason being, I've got boat and RV clients I got one client that was spending $18,000 a month on Google AdWords and consultation there. And we were beating it with 1,000 on Facebook ads. And so there's a bigger market for me that, you know what, I can go out and get 20 restaurants like I got today, or I can get 5 RV dealerships.
Yep.
And the other aspect of it is I'm raising my prices on what we're doing for the restaurants, and I'm making it more inclusive. I did have it to where, okay, you spend this much with us, you spend $1,250, you get this, you spend $500 more, you get this, you spend $250 more. I'm just going in going, you know what, it's this much, and we do all of this. And it helps from a standpoint of, one, less clients, more value, but also streamline the process. When one of my team knows that we bring a restaurant on, that they got this, they're a restaurant client, they get this program. They're an RV dealer, you get this program. So that's been an aha moment. The other aha moment has been what a friend of mine called a guy named Frank Salas. He did an interview with me the other day, and he did an interview with somebody else a couple weeks ago. And in that interview, he talked about RGAs, revenue generating activities. And I'll share this with you because I think this is really important. I think a lot of agencies, let me pull it up my screen here, a lot of agencies need to really focus on, because I didn't. And I think that we a lot of times get caught doing stuff. We get caught building a Zapier workflow for 10 hours. We get caught building ManyChat stuff. That's not making money. Now, granted, we have to do some of that to make money, but you got to figure out when to jump, when to get out of it, and when to really hammer home on what's going to do things for you. Like for me, that's phone calls. It's interviews like this, because I do consulting for some smaller agencies as well. It's not a big part of my business, but I've learned enough in the agency world to help people shortcut some things. And so let me pull this up, because I think this is a pretty good learning curve. The computer would like me today. But what I did was I looked at my business and I figured out where I need to be spending my time, and really focusing on that for 2018 to make sure that I'm on the right path every day, because a lot of times it's not hard to get off track. Okay, it's open now. Let's see, share. Share this screen with you. Still there? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
Still hear you.
So here we go. Microsoft Word. Okay, tell me if you can see this Word document.
Yep.
You see that?
Revenue generating activities every week must hit.
Yeah, so I went through and figured out, okay, if I'm going to hit my goals, actually, if I'm going to obliterate my goals, what should I be doing every day? So I figured out, okay, on a weekly basis, I need to be on the phone 10 hours a week. Like today, I was on the phone for 45 minutes. I closed the deal. Yesterday, I was on the phone for an hour. I closed the deal. If I do that every week, I'm going to close some deals. Emails. Yeah. I need to be sending some targeted emails to people. Now, that's something I can shop out, and I'm working on shopping that out. But I'll show you. I want to share something we're going to do through Zapier. I think you'll get excited about. It's pretty cool. But there's emails. I need to be sending high-value emails to high-value prospects to make sure that we're getting content in front of people. Webinars. I need to be doing 2 hours of webinar per week. This will count as one of my hours this week, talking to you. Live videos. I do a lot of live videos. I need to be doing 2 hours worth every week. Because when I go live, I get people that share it. I get comments. I get views. It helps me build my brand. Industry coaching sessions. I did a coaching session yesterday morning for a guy that's a marketing director for 9 restaurants. And I put it out there on LinkedIn and Facebook. Hey, I'll give free advice. You call me. We'll do a live video or do a video. I will tell you how to do what you should be doing for free. You might ask me why. For me, it's content. If restaurant owners, I start getting that content out there on YouTube and on Facebook and on LinkedIn, and restaurant owners come across that and they see, okay, this is a guy that knows his stuff. Plus, honestly, that guy is a great prospect for me. He can't do 90% of what I can do. So he's going to run into roadblocks, and in 30 or 60 days, he's going to call his boss and go, we need to call Matt. Agency coaching sessions, I've got 15 people that I coach on how to develop their agency. Now, I don't coach them on how to create Facebook ads or how to do ManyChat or how to do that. I coach them on how to set up your accounting, how to the roadblocks I run into, paying your taxes, how to do a payroll every month so that you can save for taxes correctly. Because trust me, we've all had that as an entrepreneur where you come up and go, oh shit, I owe you $27,000, because that happens. I've got groups I'm starting this month, a restaurant group, a golf group, and a boat and RV group. That I'm starting a group for, like you've got for marketing sophistication for Messenger, for dealership owners and proprietors to help. Social groups, just things like your group, getting out more involved, nurturing. So I've got this list, and then down here I've got my things. And somebody asked me today what this adds up to. It's like 61 hours. For me, that's an average to a light week probably. But I've got monitor campaigns, to-do lists, new ideas, delegate, team meetings. I own a CrossFit gym. So I need to do 5 hours of work a week for the gym to kind of do my, for being an owner, I need to do some stuff there, accounting-wise, things like that. I own a golf company. So what I've done is I've categorized those things, and I come in here, and I check off when I do stuff. So I literally print this off every week. I've got mine right here. I print it off every week. It's stapled together. And at the end of the day, I go back and I look at what I did. Yesterday, so far, as of yesterday, I had 4 or 5, 7 hours knocked off of certain things I needed to do. But it helps me because then what I do is I've got my days laid out. I lay out every day. I get up 7 to 8. I prep my day. I rock some music. I work out. I do something. I eat. I send my team their tasks. I do some quick email stuff. I do a quick project, and then I schedule my entire day out for what I'm going to do, where I'm going to be. This call is on that schedule. The gym tonight's on that schedule. Call later tonight's on that schedule. And I like doing this printed off. I'm a guy that likes having pen and paper on something, so that's why I print that off. But that's probably one of my biggest takeaways. That's one of my biggest takeaways, honestly, for 2018 is that if I hit half of those goals on those RGAs, I'll make double what I want to make.
Absolutely. That's a great point, guys. For whoever's on here, we're going into 2018 and really defining your goals and you know, figuring out, sorry, what those revenue generating activities are in your business is very, very important. And then tracking everything along with that, because, you know, if I'm sure Matt is very rigorous about how he tracks everything, and he might look back one week and say, oh, I didn't do, you know, 2 hours of phone calls that I should have been on. I could have closed another client. So that's just a really great way to do it. And there's ways to track all of this online if you don't do the pen and paper stuff like Matt and I do. But yeah, it's just really important for planning your goals. I actually wrote out an entire Q1 document for the businesses I'm involved with on the goals we want to hit and the action items that need to get done. And then I'm going to start to do that weekly planning as well. And Matt's all the way down to the daily level, which is fantastic. So just that's a side note for 2018 goal planning and really hitting the goals in your business that you want to hit this year. So that's fantastic. Appreciate you sharing that as well, Matt.
And John, here's how crazy I am. I keep this in my bag. This is a brainstorming session.
Nice.
I locked myself in an office for 7 hours. I had whiteboards everywhere. I had these big sticky notes on the walls. And that was why I figured out this is the 12 things I need to do every week to make money.
Fantastic.
And I carry that with me everywhere I go. It sticks out of my computer bag. But I know what it is. And it's like, get on the phone, get on the emails, do a webinar, do a live video.
Yep. So yeah, that's fantastic information, guys. That is definitely something you should be doing. I'm seeing on here, have any of you guys that are watching live, have any of you done any planning on your RGAs this year, or at least at the most minimum identified what those RGAs are, because that's really what's going to drive the business growth this year and just about any time for you. So if you find yourself in a slump, go ahead and do that exercise that Matt's talking about. Figure out what it is in your business that drives revenue, identify them, and then figure out how much of those you need to be doing and how much each week. And that's really going to drive progress, especially if you track them. So lastly, it sounds like actually we covered a lot of what I wanted to cover here. Just a couple other questions I have for you. What was your experience with chatbots and messenger marketing and everything before you kind of came on with us about 4 or 5 months ago? Had you experimented with it, or did you have any experience with it, or was it just completely brand new to you?
Zero. It was brand new. I knew what it was, but I'm a unique animal in that, and I had to stop myself numerous times because I would catch myself wanting to message David or Philippe in the group over the most basic shit instead of just figuring it out. I liked it. Like, I like my wife to walk me to the pantry and pull the peanut butter out for me. Like, oh, it's on that shelf. That's just how I am. But I knew nothing. I had never logged into ManyChat. I had a Zapier account that another company that I paid to run it with their program had, so I knew what Zapier was. I didn't know really what it, I mean. I looked at it like it's the expressway ramp. It's the way you get off of the expressway onto exits in the cities. Yeah. And I had zero experience. And I can tell you that the stuff I can do with Zapier now, I literally told somebody today, I'm like, scared the shit out of myself. I shouldn't know this stuff, but it's cool to know because I'm thinking of new ideas. And
right.
I'll give you an idea. I'm getting ready to launch in 2 weeks. So, and this ties in with Zapier, and this is because of you guys that your program made me more comfortable with the tool. And this is kind of an ancillary product that wasn't planned, but I came up. I saw a guy that I know who had some great ideas on how to get leads from certain industries, how to do some really unique stuff, and it ties in with videos and emails. And I added in a direct mail component. So what I've got built in Zapier that I'm getting ready to launch in the next probably 2 weeks is I've got a team of 3 that work for me that are going out and finding leads in a really unique way. I won't get into it, but it's really unique, and they're going to come back with a bunch of components for me. And those components, I'm going to shoot 50 videos every Monday. And it's going to be a video that's already a stock video, but I'm going to shoot 50 30-second intros, and I'm going to pop those together. And what's going to be cool is the minute I pop those together and save them as a file, I batch upload them, and it goes into a Google file. And when it goes into a Google file, the Zap sees it and says, "Hey, there's a new video in here. Upload to YouTube." And it uploads it to YouTube, and it then takes that YouTube link and it adds it to a Google Sheet. That Google Sheet is the working sheet my team is populating with the leads that they're finding that I'm doing these videos for. The minute it populates that on there, it then sends an email. And that email has the customer's information and has the video of me standing in front of a screenshot with their website behind me going, "Hey, I can help get more people here." And so it populates it there. And then it also triggers a direct mail piece that goes out talking to them about because it also triggers a couple of one thing I missed there. We build a landing page. A lady that works for me every day when we get these leads, she builds a landing page just for them. So she builds a landing page. Once that URL is on that spreadsheet, she takes it, puts the landing page, and that she does the whole. It kind of finishes the whole equation. But they get an email, they get a direct mail piece. But then my VA takes that content and goes to their Facebook page, their LinkedIn profile, and sends it there as well. "Hey, by the way, we shot this video for you. Check it out here." And it's a landing page with, mikesrvs.com/Matt whatever. And they're like, "Holy shit, that looks like my website, and that sounds like my company." But it's cool about it is that majority of it's through Zapier. Is that there's a lot of steps that are eliminated. The uploading the video. I'm going to do these on a Monday night. So when I wake up Tuesday morning, it'll be populated.
They're already all uploaded. Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm like picturing in my head like, holy crap, this is so powerful. And you guys don't have to get this sophisticated with it, but this just shows how, Matt knew about Zapier, but he wasn't using it that much. And now he's building these massively sophisticated systems for his business that's actually contributing to the RGAs we just talked about. He's doing outreach in different kinds of spots, and it's with a lot less effort than he would have if he was doing it all manually. So that doesn't even. Yeah, exactly. Gives you more time back. That's fantastic. Oh man, that's really cool. I'm excited about that. There's so many cool things you can do with it.
Yeah, and the reason I bring that up wasn't to show you that idea. It was that 4 months ago, if somebody would have told me, I was like, what are you talking about? Are you on drugs?
Yeah.
Now, and it all came from watching the videos, watching you and Philippe and David on video and watching their stuff and having it up here and me working and screenshotting and pausing and rewinding a million times. I tell you the one thing I really liked about the program was the videos there was a couple of them that were, but the majority of them weren't 2 hours long. Right. And I find that with a lot of programs I've seen, like one of my coaches, Billy Jean, his program, every video he's got's an hour long. And I'm like, bro, I don't have 500 hours to watch videos. If you give me a 10-minute video, a 20-minute video, I can fill those in places.
Yep. That's one of the things we tried to focus on, because we could have, there's a couple hour and a half long trainings in there, but those are more in-depth, like really high-level stuff that we're doing. But we tried to keep it simple within our program, so anyone can go on there and within an hour they watch 10 or so videos, and then they go and implement this stuff and they have it up and running in their business within that day. It's possible, so you don't have to take 2 hours video and then 2 hours to implement it, or back and forth all day. So that is good feedback, actually. And we kind of purposely did that, made the videos shorter. And actually we're going to be going in and adding more content as ManyChat continues to update their platform. We need to continually go in there and update stuff in there. But it's fantastic. I can't believe, just seeing from basically zero knowledge to where you're at now is insane. So you guys, if you're on here live, can you see just the value of just the mindset shifts in a way that Matt's had, going from basically nothing to all these automations that he's building? It's actually contributing to revenue generating activities in his business as well, along with the added value and benefit for his clients. It's just huge. I'm super excited for that. So that's I mean, we covered a whole lot here. This has actually been way more in depth than I thought we would go. But is there anything else you want to share about, the clients you're working with, what you're doing in 2018, or anything else just in general that you think the people in this group would find value in?
So I want everybody to take this thing, the cell phone. We all have them. They have a camera on them. And I want you, and there's people in this group that I've told this to. I think Michelle's in the group, and she needs to do it. Start shooting video. Start putting content out there. Because I look at this. I met with Billy in February in a one-to-one this time last year. And I was telling him, he was asking about my background and different things, and we had known each other about 6 months at that point. And I explained, he was like, "You do a lot of seminars, don't you?" Because they'd seen my marketing. I'm like, "Yeah, I do a seminar a month for the last 10 years. Where are the videos for those?" I'm like, "I never videotaped them." He's like, "Dude, you're an idiot." He's like, "You realize the content you missed?" And he's like, "You would have been Gary Vee." And I'm like,
right.
But people have, and I had astigmatism. I'll never forget what really got me, it kind of smacked me in the face, was about 3 years ago. I did a video. I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to do this video every month." And I did a video. And I hated seeing myself on camera. I hated the thought of my friends seeing him on camera. Who's this idiot? What's he talking about? He's an idiot. It felt weird. And so I didn't do it.
Right.
Well, about 6 months later, a client of mine I'm talking to, he's like, "Hey, I love that video from May. I'm waiting on the June one. It's December." I'm like, "Oh." And he's like, "Dude, that was a good
You're
video."
like, hey, maybe it's value.
So I made a goal last year of doing videos. And so from like January to April, I shot about 70 to 100 videos and did okay. I guess not probably about 50 videos. Did okay. The summer I got a little slow because I was trying to build the company. And then I realized in July, dude, start doing it. And I mean, I was pumping out like 20 to 30 a week sometimes. And it's not hard.
Wow.
I mean, you literally, they don't need to be in a green room. They don't need to be perfect. I've got some walking down the street and I'm like, "Hey, I just passed this restaurant. It's out of business. I talked to them a year ago about marketing and they didn't listen. They didn't want help. Let's talk about what they could have done differently." And the reason I bring this up was the client that I closed before, actually when you were on the call with me basically, found me 2 weeks ago on YouTube. And what he was looking for was they have a space in their restaurant that they've been kicking around adding an arcade to. And he was looking in YouTube for videos about adding an arcade to your restaurant. Well, I did a video about 2 months ago talking about how video arcades can drive revenue to restaurants because that arcade drives kids and kids drag parents everywhere. And so the video was about the value of doing that. And the video had nothing to do with Matt Plapp. It didn't mention what I do for a living. It literally was, "Hey, restaurant, I got a great idea how you can drive business to your restaurant. It's kids, and kids love arcades, and here's what you can do." Well, he found that video. He watched a few other videos of mine. He then called me. He picked this thing up and called me. And I can tell you, I've been in advertising sales for 20 years. Last summer, we beat the phones to death cold calling, and we got one client over 3 months. Cold calling, dialing for dollars. And the reason was they don't know me, they don't trust me, they don't like me. They have no clue who Matt Plapp is. For all I know, they know I'm the biggest scam artist in the world. They know I'm the biggest genius probably. No, I'm just kidding. But they don't know who you are. And the other thing is it's hard to get a hold of people. When somebody finds you and calls you, the level that you're in their mind, the simple fact that I've got videos, they think, "Holy crap, this dude's a real deal," because nobody else has videos. And the fact I have a video about what they're looking at is even better. But he calls me. He's like, "Hey, I've been watching your videos, and I want to ask you some questions about what you think about arcades. Do you have a couple minutes?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. What's up?" So we talked for about a half hour. And then he's like, "So I'm guessing you do social media marketing. Can you help us? We'd like to hire you if you do." And so we talked about what I did. We had a quick 20-minute meeting before I got on the call with you. And he called me back during our first conversation and said, "Hey, we want to do it." So that all happened because I shot a video on a real world experience. I went to a Panera Bread. I've got a video right now on Facebook that's up to, I think, 14,000 views for under $200 ad spend of me in front of a Panera Bread holding my phone up in the parking lot saying, "Hey, I'm at Panera Bread. I want to tell you about an experience I just had and why the manager coming by my table saved a terrible meal and possibly saved negative reviews from future customers because they had something messed up." And I talked about the importance of a manager doing what's called a table touch. That's just something I know from the industry. Everybody has a specific understanding of their industry. And the easiest way to do it is go to YouTube. Here, I want to share my screen because this will take 5 seconds. I think this is valuable. This will give you your content. So whatever niche you're in, go to YouTube. Let's pull up YouTube here, and I'll show you this because these results, a lot of us, this seems like common sense, but when somebody finally pointed out to me, I was like, cool. So can you see my screen now?
Yep, now we're up.
So I'm going to go to YouTube and give me a vertical. What's a vertical of somebody you talked to recently that's in the program?
A lot of them are going after restaurants. Let's say auto shops.
Auto. So auto repair shop marketing. I'm going to tell you guys something. YouTube did not pull that up for the hell of it. They pulled it up because it's in prior searches. These searches are populated by what people are searching for. Auto repair shop software. Why don't you, if you're trying to get auto repair shops, find a guy that sells auto repair shop software. Do an interview with him. Find out what the top requested features are, what the top problems auto repair shops have. Auto repair shop business, auto repair shop design, SEO experts, you can keep going. This whole thing is populated, auto repair shop marketing plan. These results are dictated off of past searches. This means there's a high value search value in Google there. So if you're a restaurant with like gym, I know there's a couple of gyms in there. There's a Tristan's doing gyms, right?
Yep.
Gym marketing strategies, videos, ideas, tips, systems, and then go in here, gym marketing video. Look at the ones with the most views. This dude got 26. Who cares? This one's got,
but he's ranking number 2 for that.
Yeah. This one's got 2,100. Okay, there's a decent one. You can go through. You can find really quick. What's that? 33,000. 5 keys to fitness center marketing. Okay, there's a topic that's getting found. So that is I know this dude. Oh, it's Billy Jean. Okay. I know him.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you know him, Billy Jean.
That's Ty Jackson, the guy's interviewing. Billy.
Oh,
Ty,
yeah.
Billy, Ty. No, both of them. So that's, there's nothing rocket science about that. But when I heard that at a seminar, and we always knew that. You go to Google and you type in something in Google, what it pulls up are what people are searching for. So anybody that says, I don't know what to talk about, you don't need to. Google will tell you. Go in there and look for it and just make a list and just go on a daily basis, 2-3 times a day, pop it on there, do it. And just talk about advice, but you got to eliminate talking about you because nobody cares about you. And they're not looking up a video for how to do marketing via Matt Plapp. They're looking up videos about how to run their business. And so if you can put content out there that's non-salesy, that is great advice, go with it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, look at Matt's example right there. I mean, he was talking about video arcades in a restaurant and whether or not it's good for the restaurant or not. It had nothing to do with marketing at all. It had nothing to do with his business, had nothing to do with him. It was just video arcades in a restaurant. The people found that, watched a bunch of his video, and reached out to him. So, I mean, it's totally powerful, guys. If you're not doing video in 2018, get on that as soon as possible, for sure. That's a very good point. Facebook Live video Facebook is promoting video a ton. YouTube is obviously huge. It's actually getting bigger on Twitter from what I hear. I don't do much with Twitter, but video just across the board.
I thought Twitter was just Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be called Trumper pretty soon.
Yeah, Trump's Twitter. That's about it.
Hey, and my last tip, an easy tip for that, and you mentioned Facebook Live. Facebook Live, when you do a Facebook Live video, you have the little button that you can click to download the video. And so what I do is I shoot you look at my stuff, you'll see the majority of my videos are shot Facebook Live on a little miniature handheld tripod, and I'll shoot them on there. And I'll even show my screen sometimes with it, but I'll shoot them on there, and then before I post it, I'll click it's a box with an arrow to download it and save it to your camera roll. I'll save it to my camera roll. I'll let it upload. I'll post it to Facebook. I'll type my description in. I'll then copy that description, go into YouTube, upload it from my phone to YouTube, put that information there, give it a different topic. I'll go to LinkedIn. I'll do there. And then one of my part-timers is actually uploading is starting to make sure my blog's more current because I try to get in there and add them to my blog, but his job is going to be every week uploading every video from the prior week to the blogs and dating them what date they came in.
Nice, nice. Content syndication. I mean, you create something once and it goes everywhere, and people can find you in multiple different outlets. I mean, that's huge. That's one of the big things that we're working on this year as well, getting out there more on video and really trying to have people find us in different places. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys fully understand the the people that are on here still. I don't know if you fully understand the value that Matt's given here, but tons of great value. Thank you so much, Matt. Really appreciate it. If people want to connect with you, obviously you're in the group. Is there anywhere else you want them to go and look you up or check you out?
Just hit me up. I mean, Facebook Messenger, oddly enough, I try to get back to. I get a lot of messages. Email is an easy way to get me, Matt at mattplapp.com. I had somebody the other day ask me a bunch of questions. I said, dude, the questions you're asking, I'm not going to blow you off, but I'm going to tell you, go to my Facebook page, go to Driven Media
Yeah,
Solutions, and it's facebook.com/drive profits, and go to the videos because there's 100 plus videos in there, and there's one on a lot of the categories. And then every Thursday at 4 o'clock, I go live on the business page. I use Blue Jeans. I'm actually working with Jeff, and we're going to do some mini chat training and build some bots live and show some things that
nice.
he can do because he's better at mini chat than me. And I've actually
Yeah,
told him he needs to be doing
he's a
mini chat
machine.
consulting. So we're gonna build some stuff live. I think this week. And so every Thursday at 4 o'clock I go live and I just start doing stuff.
Very cool. Awesome. So if you guys want to see more of Matt, go to his Facebook page. Like you just said, he's doing trainings on there. Again, thank you so much, Matt. Really appreciate it. I'm super stoked for you and all the results you've gotten. And 2018 is going to be a good year. I'm excited for
I
it.
appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the software and the guidance you guys have all given. You guys are all available, and that's unique in this business.
Yeah, we try to be as much as possible, and yeah. Just on the last note, if you guys want to join us in the program that we've been talking about here, it's called Messenger Marketing Experts. You can go check out messengermarketingexperts.com/go and go check us out there. We'll be continuing to do more trainings and lives as we just talked about in this group as well. So, stay tuned and thank you guys all here live. And Matt, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being on here.
Thanks, John.
All right.